Hi, just thought I would pop on and share with you some of the Trinny London products that I bought recently, which I bought in following a video by Nikki from Styling You. And a few of you had actually seen the most recent parcel that I received about a month or so ago and inquired about how I found them, what I liked, that sort of thing. Now, I am in no way a beauty blogger. This is really just the products I'm using, what I like about them, what I might not like about some of them, and how I use them on a daily basis or a couple of times a week, interspaced with my normal mineral makeup routine. So they do come in cute little silver packaging, but the principle behind it is obviously, as I'm sure you would have seen, are these pot styles that are all stackable and perfect for traveling whenever we get back to traveling. I did the skin match system, which is on their website, and they originally recommended as their BFF cream, which they call the Skin Perfecting Cream, which basically just evens out the tone. They recommended me as a light, so that was my first purchase with a couple of other items, but I found that is way too light for me. I saw another video by Nikki and I queried her about her tone because we are similar age, similar colouring, except Nikki does get regular tans and I don't. So she suggested this light medium and I am happier with it. So they all come in all of the pots except the BFF cream, but you do get cute little empty pots that you can put in so that you can use them for travelling. So this is me, no makeup, just fresh faced. I've done my skin routine. So this is the first step, is the BFF cream. So it's just a little bit on the end of your fingers. Pretty well most things they recommend you use, probably a little bit much here. They recommend you just use your fingers, even your eyeshadow, everything, because apparently the warmth in your fingers helps warm it up and spread the liquid style or the actual material or the product that you're using. So you can see here, it doesn't look like I've got a lot on, but I always use one of these makeup wipes because it is the liquid base. You do end up with it all over your hands, some worse than others. So, but you can see here, there is an actual shade, or maybe you can, where I've wiped my hands. So there is a tint in that BFF cream. From there, I then have, make sure I've got the right one. I have two different products that I could use on my cheeks. One is actually just a flush blush, which is Electra. So that's just a straight blush. But then we also have VB, which is a lip to cheek. So I could actually use that on my cheeks and then on my lips, which I may well do today. A typical blush though, I've never been a big right on these apples. When you do see some beauty blogs, that is where they say to put blush. I've never done it. So maybe I'm more like a highlighter girl than a blush girl, even though I use blush. So this particular one, the lip to cheek. So again, it's just putting it on the end of your finger, and I just like to rub it between the two and put a little bit on each cheek, but more up on the high cheek bone there. And if you have a little bit too much, obviously that's where your makeup wipe can come in handy, but that's okay. And because that is the lip to cheek, it can also go on the lips. Just as a starting point with color. Now I really should have shown you the other, see, I'm not a beauty blogger, the other skin items that I've bought. So I have bought also the Miracle Blur. Now it's almost like a putty. When I originally bought it, I thought these lines up here, my frown lines, would be the perfect place. So they recommend that you rub it between your fingers, and then Trinny does it when you watch her video. She does all this dab, 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 dab. I don't really see that it makes much difference. She primarily shows it if you have a lot of lines around your lips, or if you find that your lipstick bleeds. I don't have that issue. So really, I wouldn't probably bother with that. Whereas if you do have a lot of lines and you feel that like this sort of filling in would work for you, then go for it. But I won't be replacing the Miracle Blur. The one product that I do really like is the BFF Eye. It is a real liquid, almost like a liquid foundation. The main areas I use this, I just put a little bit on a brush and then just put it in a cap, because I like to spread it out a little bit. I have quite a bit, as you can see, quite a bit of redness up in my eyelid, and a bit of dark circles, a little bit. And the main part I actually like is I have this white area on the inside of my eye there that doesn't really do any, doesn't grab any foundation or anything really well. Whereas if I put this on my eyes and then just spread it out and fill in that little gap there and a little bit for the dark circles, that seems to work. Apparently you can use the BFF Eye under the BFF, just the skin, the skin correcting, or over top of it. That doesn't really matter. Then in the skincare, I do have this Just a Touch, which is basically their foundation, and it's Zandy is the color I use. So in some of these other areas that I think I might just need, like on my nose, I might just need a little bit more of a foundation look rather than just the BFF. And I normally find up in this area, it doesn't, I don't know, in between my eyebrows, doesn't really take foundation really well, certainly not in a liquid. So it's just, I just use that just to even myself out a little bit more. And these makeup wipes are so needed. And then the last bit in the actual skincare I have is a face finish. It's basically, it's to tone down any of the other shine. So again, I don't have a lot, but maybe just in that T area again. So the few things that I do like the BFF Eye. I don't mind the BFF cream, particularly if you only just want that, just to sort of give a bit of skin correction. As I said, the Miracle Blur I wouldn't replace. Just a Touch I don't mind, and face finish I'd probably take it or leave it, because I am still inclined, I'm a bit of a powder girl, so if I've got a bit of shine, I'm probably more likely to grab this, that it's got a little bit of the leftover mineral foundation on it, just to take the little bit of an edge off. But I do like their colors in their eyeshadows. So they're basically called Eye to Eye. I've got a few different colors here. I have Virtue, which is a pink. I have Fortitude, which is a gorgeous burgundy, match my top. I have Faith, which is like a brown. Pretty certain the brown and the pale pink were what come through on my first color match. And then Courage, which is another shimmery burgundy. So they're my three colors, and unless I'm going out, I don't bother with more than two. But for say today, we might just use Courage. It does go a long way. So this is going to look a little bit awkward, but I normally just put a smidge on my eyelid, so you can see it there, And then it's just to spread it out. You might end up with it slightly off your eyelid. Again, makeup wipes. And then I will normally just pick the pink one, the pale pink, which is Virtue, just to sort of blend it up a little bit and take sort of the edge off the main color that I've got there. Again, it's not very flash, it's not very technical, but I do like their eyeshadows. And I'm not sure, because I do have quite a deep set, and I do have some lines up through there, but it doesn't set in my lines or anything like that. Like a lot of liquid eyeshadows you could close your eyes halfway through the day and you'd have a real ridge there. This doesn't happen. So really, I've done my cheeks as much as I'm going to do. The range I've seen, they do have highlighters and all this sort of thing, but this is about it for me. And then I go, so pretty well with the lippy, there is then a lip glow. So if I've gone and I've used, sorry, I've got all these pots all over my Duchess here. So if I've actually gone to, and I've used the lip to cheek, and then I've used it on my lips as well, then it pretty well is just this lip glow. It's just a lip gloss to give a bit of color. And then that's it for the Trinny London side of it, obviously. And from my finishing off my makeup, I just put a little bit of eyeliner on each of these ends. With using the Trinny London product, it does allow you to fix mistakes easier than using like a proper, like having a powder and then trying a liquid or something over top of it. I used to always be, for many years, I was a straight, put the eyeliner all the way on my bottom eyelid. I did a modeling shoot actually for Styling You earlier in the year, and they didn't do it. And it's like, okay, time to stop. I'm in my 50s, I can change up my makeup. So now I just put a little bit on the end of the top lid there. That's just flour, it's nothing exciting. And then a bit of mascara. Again, I'm not a huge, I've got okay eyelashes. I don't say I have anything special, but this just goes on quite easily. It's actually a new skin is actually the product, the mascara. And I just like to dab the ends of my lashes just to get all that excess off. I do nothing with my eyebrows, so that might be a totally different step that you do. But that's basically my simple using the Trinny London products, and that's it. It's not over the top. It's just a bit of color, a bit of eye definition, a bit of evening it out. I am noticing in this brighter light that some of my other wrinkles or whatever are, or pigmentations are showing up. So certainly that BFF eye, it's basically like a concealer. They call it this BFF eye, but I would treat it as a concealer if you wanted to actually cover up more of those blemishes. And that's about it. So I hope you may have found a few products that you want to try. I'm actually going to do another video now of just using my mineral so that maybe you can see the difference. But certainly it does give you a bit of glow, being that the moist, the liquid product. So thank you for watching.